crazy.
Throwaway time. What's your secret that could literally ruin your life if it came out? 2.5 years ago I was in dire financial straits, so I sold my home to keep my struggling business afloat. I
Right.
neglected to tell the owners that they have an 800 square featuring bunker on the property that I built
Oh
about
shit.
7 years ago. The bunker
Okay.
that I've called home since I sold it. The entrance to
What?
it is well hidden, but I still come and go very early, very late in the day. I'm a single
Damn.
man who keeps to himself. I'm
What
now in
the
a
fuck?
situation where I could move somewhere else, but I love this hidden paradise so much.
Nigga, huh?
Years.
Mhm.
During the summers when I was growing up, my parents would often leave my brother and I'm
Right.
male, with our aunt and uncle who lived out in the country. It was
Uh-huh.
great as they had 4 sons of ages close to ours, so we had a lot of fun doing kids stuff.
Right,
One summer
right,
when I was 8, the oldest cousin was maybe 16. We somehow got talking and he asked me if I wanted to sleep in his room that night.
right.
He has the
Okay.
nicest room and bed, so I was all for it. Got into bed and he asked if he could touch my dong.
What
I
the
was 8 and
fuck?
just thought it was okay, so I'll let him. He rubs it for a bit and
No.
then
No. I mean,
asks me to do the same to him. So I do.
no. No, no,
This
no, no,
progresses and
no.
eventually I'm sucking his dong.
Nigga, no. Nigga, no. Nigga, no.
I
Nigga,
think I
no.
knew
Nigga,
this was wrong, so I
no.
said I didn't want to carry on. We stop and I go to sleep
What the
quite confused.
fuck?
I wake up and he hands me some money and tells me never to tell anyone about what happened. Next night he tries to do the same
Yeah,
thing. But now all I
no.
care about is the money, so I do it. This
What?
carried on for 2 summers. Eventually I got old enough to realize it was quite wrong regardless of the money and
Nigga,
stopped.
yeah,
I've not
bro.
told anyone this. He's now married with 2 kids. I'm also
What
married
the
and we see them
fuck?
sometimes at family events. I
That
don't
gotta
have
be
the balls to
crazy.
even try and talk to him about
Yeah,
it.
no.
Heck, I'm not even sure what I'd say. I'm sure this will get buried, but just getting it off my chest makes me feel
Yeah,
better.
that's crazy, bro.
TLDR, I was a gay child age. God, the TLDR just wrapped it up so beautifully. I was
Stupid, but
13.
fuck.
During the summer
Damn.
before I started high
I
school,
don't
I
know.
was physically shamed by a guy who dragged me into an alley, backed me into a corner so I couldn't escape, and even if I'd tried to, I couldn't have because he was taller and stronger than I was, and pulled my pants down. I tried to draw attention to where I was because I'd gone over to a guy's house with my friend because she liked him, and when we went he just happened to have a friend there to hang out with me while they went off and did whatever. Anyway, I tried to shout and make as much noise as I could, and the guy goes, "This would be easier if you were laying down," and tried to force me to the
What the
ground.
fuck?
Then my friend finally shows up and goes, "OMG, my name, what are you doing?" And the guy obviously doesn't go, "Oh, you know, I was trying to violate her, this was my idea." But instead goes, "She was trying to frick me, ha 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 ha," and just walks
No.
away. Then my friend doesn't believe me when I tell her he dragged me into the alley because she disappeared well before anyone could see him pulling on my
Nah,
arm with both
bro.
hands and me trying to resist it as much as I could. I never told anyone because I didn't want them to react the same way my friend did. I
Nah,
think about it a
bro.
lot, and every day I say maybe this will be the day I finally tell my parents what happened, and then
Damn,
I never
bro.
do. That was almost 6 years ago. My friend
That's
and I no longer
fucked.
speak, but I'd stopped being friends with her maybe 5 or 6 months after that because she told a couple of our other friends that I tried to frick a guy.
Nah, that ain't no real friend, bro. That's not a real friend. That was never your friend, bro. Like, first of all, I don't care who you are, bro. If I see this, like, if I see a girl, I don't know if she was crying, but if she looks in distress, a dude has her hands forcefully up, she's looking like she's trying to resist, and she just met this guy, bro. You're not gonna believe your friend that you've been friends with for I don't know how long over a dude you don't even know? Okay,
I
bro.
faked the last 2 years of college education. My parents
What?
put so much pressure on me I couldn't handle it. I was
Man,
suffering
that's
from severe
fucked.
depression and anxiety, so I faked it all. Lied to everyone. Made up fake transcripts.
Really?
I
The
just got
fuck?
my foot in the door in my desired field thanks to a friend as they hired me as a subordinate. This place
Mm,
only hires college grads, but no one double checked my credentials since I was recommended. My
really?
hopes is that if I need to find another job I'll have been at this place long enough to get it by experience alone. I work for a very
Mm,
prestigious company. I'm not bad at my job. I'm actually quite good.
mm.
But my fear is eventually I'll hit a wall and the lie will come to light. No one
Damn.
has known this for the better part of a decade.
I
It's a
mean, That's like saying, I fake being a college athlete in basketball, but I've been in the NBA for a better part of a decade now. Hopefully, nobody find out. Like, bro, nah, bro, you should be
Relief
good.
to finally say it out loud. I can't
Yeah, bro,
even
you
tell
should
those
be
I
good.
love. My silence is my prison. If you get caught and go to a community college, you'll find a hilarious study group.
But yeah, that's crazy though. Like the fact that you have to,
When go to a
um,
community
the fact that I mean, your parents didn't force you to, but the fact that like your parents put that pressure on you, bro, for you to fake going to school, still, bro. I'm just like, damn, damn,
college
damn, damn.
argument with when
Okay.
I was 15 my parents were going through a divorce. My
Mm,
mom worked night shifts and my dad was living with a friend of his. One night my sister who was 19 at the time came home pretty drunk from a party. She was
mm,
acting goofy and fell on the couch next to me. She
mm.
started grabbing my leg and laughing and we started fondling. We ended up
What
freaking
the
right there.
fuck?
When we woke up the next day she had no recollection of the night before so I just kept my mouth
Oh,
shut.
hold on.
Fast forward.
I was trying to look back to see if this is a friend. This is a sister. This is a sister of a friend you have. So, one night my sister. What the fuck? I thought you were gonna say the friend sister. I'm like, okay, still that's a little pedo shit because she's fucking 19 and you 15. But I mean, I'd rather have that than you fuck your own sister and she's a pedo. What the bro? What? I don't care how drunk I am. I'm not, bro.
To
What
when
the
I'm 18.
fuck?
Sister is home from college and dad is over for a visit. They get into an argument and in a fit of rage my dad announces how he has never forgiven her for the abortion she got when she was 19 and
Oh,
subsequently killing his
what
grandchild.
the
He's very
fuck?
religious. I then realize that
No. What? No. 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 Oh, bro.
the baby she aborted was in fact mine. And
What?
as far as I know, I am the only one who knows since she has never mentioned that night. Crap, it may not have been yours. With any luck, you were just stirring
Oh,
some poor schmo's porridge from earlier that night. I
oh,
once took
that
a
is
crap in the
wow.
bathtub and then realizing what a horrible mistake I'd made, I flung poo into a hole in the wall. My
What?
parents renovated and patched up the hole, so now there is a 15-year-old turd in between the bathroom and kitchen
Ew.
wall of my childhood home. Not even using a throwaway because I have no shame. The telltale poop.
I wonder, like, do they smell? Like, what does that smell in the house all the time? Like, what does that smell? And they just never will know. They will never know.
My daughter turns 5 next week. If
Okay.
anyone knew the truth behind her parentage, I could probably lose her forever. I grew up
Okay.
in foster care, never
Okay.
knew my parents or siblings. In my senior year, I met an
Yeah.
older guy and we dated for almost a year,
Yeah.
getting
A
pregnant
year.
about 7 months
1
in.
year.
One night while we were watching TV, the subject somehow came around to our real parents. He had been adopted as a young child. Turns
Oh.
out the man I was seeing, the father of my daughter, is
Uh-huh.
my half-brother. We have the same
What?
mother. Our
Bro,
relationship
these
didn't
niggas.
last,
Yeah,
and he
no.
is not in her life, per his own choices. My daughter is extremely smart, beautiful, and
Oh
well-rounded.
my
She'll never know the truth.
god,
Her father and I
bro.
made a pact to never tell her. I just hope she never needs a kidney or something. Keep reading about
Oh
people who
my
knowingly slept
god,
with relatives
bro.
they grew up with. Is it bad that I feel slightly less horrible?
Bro, no,
You
that's
wouldn't
still
lose your
crazy.
daughter. This was an accident, not something you did. No, you shouldn't feel horrible at
Nah, that's
all.
crazy
Not your
still, bro.
fault.
Yeah.
Accidentally killed 7 people.
I'm
I
sorry,
put a
huh?
rag into a new
I'm
water.
sorry, what? Can you rewind back real quick so I can wait? What, bro? Can you
Heater
like hold
exhaust to
on?
keep debris out and installed
Uh,
it in a rental. I get a call a week later. There's been a
wait, I put a rag in the new. Why would you to keep the debris out and installed it? And did you like if you're installing the water new water heater exhaust? Shouldn't you know that's not a good idea if you installed it for a water heater exhaust? Shouldn't you know that you shouldn't be putting some shit in
an
like
accident. I
what?
show up and there's a ton of M's and police. They ask me where the
Shouldn't you
gas
know
shut
that?
off is, and I go down to shut the gas off and see the end of the rag I forgot sticking out of the
Oh
top of
my
the heater.
god.
Rip the rag out, shut the gas off and head upstairs only to be told all the tenants were dead. I drink all day now and sleep. It's killing me from the inside
Oh
every
my
single day, but
god.
if I say anything my family is ruined. We have a bunch of rental properties and we'd be shut down. It wouldn't
Damn,
ruin
bro.
my
Like, how did you? Damn, just forgot to. Damn.
I
Yeesh.
have memories of my sister,
Uh-huh.
5 years older, and I playing a roleplay game when I was younger that I think would be considered physical shaming if I told
Physical
anyone.
shaming.
I don't remember how old we were, but I know she was around the age where her breasts were developing. When home alone we would play a roleplay game where she was a boss and I was a secretary, and the boss would always physically harass the secretary.
What?
It ended in my sucking on my sister's
Oh
breasts
my.
while she would lie on the couch with her
Fuck.
shirt off. My memory has always been really
Oh
horrible,
my
so I only
gosh.
remember patches of this, but I remember that it never felt sexual. I don't actually trust my memory enough to feel confident that this
Yeesh.
really happened. I love my sister. She's my best friend and I would never want to damage our relationship by ever bringing this up and asking her what really happened. It is a secret I will carry with me and never reveal.
Oh.
Also, till it's hard coming up with a throwaway name. I'm a woman. Just in case anyone assumed otherwise.
Okay.
Good throwaway name considering. I came very, very close to committing a school shooting.
Shit.
I was picked on a lot in high school.
Oh no.
I think it was because I tried so hard to be cool and everyone saw right through
You
it.
just gotta be
There
yourself,
were these
my
4
guy.
cowboy jock types that gave it to
Gotta
me
be,
the worst.
just gotta be
After
yourself.
being publicly humiliated and beaten in front of a girl I liked,
Oh,
as she
damn,
last
that's
cheered,
fucked up.
I
Gee,
decided.
what? Yo, what school you went to, my guy? When was this? Who is cheering somebody on and laughing when they getting beat up? Especially like a girl. Like usually girls don't like just laugh and shit like that, bro.
That none of it was worth it anymore. I had no support at home being an only child and having parents that worked constantly, and cutting and burning myself didn't make me feel better anymore. So I got my dad's handgun out of the gun safe. He uses the same combo for everything, the idiot, and brought it to school with me the next day. I can't adequately describe to you guys how ready I was to kill these 4.
Oh my
I
goodness.
had absolutely no fear or doubt in my mind.
Really?
I wanted nothing more than to show everyone what happens when you push someone over the edge like they did. I had the gun tucked in my waistline. I was wearing this baggy pair of cargo shorts that I wore a couple times a week that day. I remember walking towards the cowboy's table, so goddamn ready for it to be over, when the gun fell out of my waistline, down my left short leg and made the loudest fricking sound as it hit the cafeteria floor. I tried my best to grab the gun real quick, but people saw what it was and screamed, and one of the instructors tackled me to the ground. They eventually concluded that I had brought the gun to school to impress people with badassery, and had no intention of using it.
What? Like, why are you assuming? Like, why are you assuming this man had no intention to use it? Like, bro, like what? How does that make any sense, bro? Why would you, like, bro? I swear, bro, schools are just dumb as fuck sometimes, bro. Why would you just assume, oh no, he's not gonna use it? Like what? Man,
I was expelled and sent to live at a youth ranch in Idaho until I was 18.
Okay, see, that's
I did have
at least y'all did something, but like,
the intention of using it though. I was going to kill all of them. I'm 24 now, and I still think about it all the time. I have not recovered from high school. I'm still terrified of people in general, and avoid having relationships because of what I fear I'm capable of. I'm not looking for pity. I know that what I did was wrong. It just feels good to tell the story. Thanks, Reddit. TL. DR. I attempted a school shooting.
That's why I'm just happy I went to a public black school